Hi, thank you for joining Real Tea by Dr. T. Today I am doing episode 17 of What Jesus Said. And the reason why this is so important because there are so many different takes on what Jesus said and other people speaking on his behalf versus just sticking to what he said. I'm not here to add anything to his truth. I'm not here to take away anything from his truth. And if you want a revelation understanding, please go to the Lord for yourself so he can give you clarity on what it is that you need to know from what Jesus said. So today again, this is episode 17, chapter 17 from the book of Matthew. It starts off by saying, 6 days later, Jesus took Peter and the two brothers, James and John, and led them up a high mountain to be alone. As the men watched, Jesus' appearance was transformed so that his face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. Suddenly, Moses and Elijah appeared and began talking with Jesus. Peter exclaimed, "Lord, it's wonderful for us to be here. If you want, I'll make 3 shelters as memorials, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." But even as he spoke, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my dearly loved son, who brings me great joy. Listen to him." The disciples were terrified and fell face down on the ground. Then Jesus came over and touched them. "Get up," he said. "Don't be afraid." And when they looked up, Moses and Elijah were gone, and they saw only Jesus. As they went back down the mountain, Jesus commanded them, "Don't tell anyone what you have seen until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead." Then his disciples asked, "Why do the teachers of religious law insist that Elijah must return before the Messiah comes?" Jesus replied, "Elijah is indeed coming first to get everything ready. But I tell you, Elijah has already come, but he wasn't recognized, and they chose to abuse him. And in the same way, they will also make the Son of Man suffer." Then the disciples realized he was talking about John the Baptist. At the foot of the mountain, a large crowd was waiting for them. A man came and knelt before Jesus and said, asked the Lord to have mercy on his son, that he was having seizures and suffered terribly. He often fell into the fire or into the water. So the man brought him to the disciples, but they couldn't heal him. Jesus said, "You faithless and corrupt people, how long must I be with you? How long must I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me." Then Jesus rebuked the demon in the boy, and it left him. From that moment, the boy was well. Afterwards, the disciples asked Jesus privately why they wanted to know why they couldn't cast out the demon. Jesus was like, "Listen, you don't have enough faith." Jesus told them, "I tell you the truth. If you had faith even as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing would be impossible." After they gathered again in Galilee, Jesus told them, "The Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of his enemies. He will be killed, but on the third day he will be raised from the dead." And the disciples were filled with grief. On their arrival in Capernaum, the collectors of the temple tax came to Peter and asked him, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" "Yes, he does," Peter replied. Then he went into the house. But before he had a chance to speak, Jesus asked him, "What do you think, Peter? Do kings tax their own people or the people they have conquered?" "They tax the people they have conquered," Peter replied. "Well then," Jesus said, "the citizens are free. However, we don't want to offend them, so go down to the lake and throw in a line, open the mouth of the first fish you catch, and you will find a large silver coin. Take it and pay the tax for both of us." Well, I hope you found this lesson today interesting because there's some nuggets in there that you definitely can marinate on. However, it's so important again to go to the Lord and ask Him to give you clarity so that you can know for yourself straight from the Lord about what Jesus said. And until the next time you sit with me, God bless you. Enjoy your tea.